Hoops aficionados, trick or treat, you are watching live from the Gauchos Gym in the South Bronx, the SLAM16 NYC, fueled by Gatorade. I'm the voice, Bobby C. Got the Prince by my side as always, Kasim Famuide. Yes, we've got the 16 best hoopers in the tri-state. A great game on tap for us at an historic gymnasium here in the South Bronx. Really excited about this matchup, Kaz. So many terrific storylines that we want to talk about coming into this game, and one of which is definitely the opportunity for some of these high-level young players, Kaz, to play against some older kids this afternoon.
Absolutely, and if you're talking about young kids with a lot of talent, I got my eyes on Derek Lively. He's wearing number 24 for the blue team. He's a big boy, he's bouncy, he got a little bit of range to his game, but Bobby, man, this is New York City. You can't talk about New York City without the point guard play. And I feel like by the end of today, we'll have a clear-cut idea of who the top point guard in the city is.
The best guard in New York City. Yep, and I'm excited too, Kaz, because I think this could be the game that is Lively's blow-up moment as perhaps top 15 player in the country. Now, other storylines for the fans at home that they should be aware of coming into this matchup is the recruiting battles. I know a lot of coaches are watching here on the stream this afternoon, and one of the big matchups that you're going to see are players on both sides of the UConn and Villanova recruiting battles. So many of the players from the tri-state area now have kind of had to choose between these two high-profile schools. Talk a little bit about what we plan to see today in terms of the recruiting battles for some of these stars.
Well, Bobby, we're old school guys, right? So UConn, Villanova, that's old school Big East. And with UConn heading back to the Big East this season, they have ramped up their recruiting. They are battling for the top players in the Northeast coast. I'm talking about New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and now Villanova, who's had a stranglehold on some of the top players around this area for a while, is getting some of the pushback from UConn. This is kind of remind me of the Jim Calhoun days from way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So
100%,
really
Kaz.
Excited.
100%. I mean, really excited to see some of those stars that are heading to both of those high-profile programs. We've got so many great young players here in this matchup, and I think the fans at home should also be aware that Slam and Gatorade have done a super job of basically turning this into the high school version of the NBA bubble. So here during the pandemic, safety has been, of course, the number one topic of conversation, and the players and us, we feel very safe. You can even see at home, I don't know if you saw, but we've got a little divider between us. I've never felt further away from you, my friend.
I know, this feels kind of weird.
But it is really cool that they put the glass between us to make sure that I don't give you COVID or you don't give me COVID. No, just kidding. We've all had to take COVID tests. No one has COVID. Yeah. We're doing good. None of the players. This is the safest place to be in the Bronx right now.
Absolutely, man. We got the plexiglass here. We got the cooler cam. We got all individual coolers for each player, so nobody's sharing bottles. Gatorade and Slam spared no expense to ensure the safety of some of the top players in the tri-state area. So sit back, grab some popcorn, steal some candy from your friends and kids, and let's get into it, man. Happy Halloween, people.
Opening tap, and we're underway. Team Blue taking on Team Red, and the opening possession controlled by Team Red. I'll give you the lineups, of course, as we go along. That is Khalil Brantley, who fires and buries the three.
All three of those. I like to see that. First shot, first bucket. This is going to be a goodie, folks.
And Brantley out of Boys and Girls High School, Brooklyn, New York. Now Team Blue's turn. Back around the perimeter, dancing and prancing with the rock, giving it up on the outside.
There's Trey Patterson, Villanova commit.
Penetrate
Stop,
and the
pop.
turnaround, Kaz.
Yes, sir. That's Trey Patterson, Villanova. Yes, sir. Jay Wright's got another one. I mean, that's par for the course in the city, right? If you're a baller around here, chances are Jay Wright's going to scoop you up.
And he committed to Nova in June.
Oh!
And back-to-back for Brantley.
Khalil Brantley, man. I know we're talking about some of the top point guards in New York City. I feel like Khalil Brantley might have something to say about that by the end of this game.
And Brantley, New York Sports Writers Association's Class AA first team for New York State Sports Writers. 6 foot, 170, PSAL Brooklyn AA Division champs this year. He averaged 34.2 points per game, 9 boards, 4 assists in 27 games. An emerging star.
Did you say 34 points per game?
34.2 a game. Oh, doctor, and another three from downtown for Team Blue, and that's Trey Patterson. So the two youngsters off to terrific starts here in the first.
Pockets picked. Jordan
And the
Riley.
steal and the jam. Jordan Riley, yes, with the flush. Class of 21. And Riley picked Georgetown over Kansas. Some of the other schools, too, that were looking at him, St. John's, Florida State, and UConn.
Blues on the run right now. Here comes Malachi Smith.
Speaking of best guards in New York City, Malachi just misfires off the front iron. And the shot from the outside taken by Jordan Riley. So let's quickly give you the lineup here for Blue. Again, we mentioned Malachi Smith, number 11. Number 12 is Jordan Riley. Also in the starting lineup is number 3, Trey Patterson. Rounding out their starting lineup is number 24, Derek Lively II.
That's a great pass by Khalil Brantley.
And, of course, number 5, Zion Cruz. So I've given you the 5 starters for Team Blue. I'm going to give you the 5 also for Team Red.
I'm going to try and withhold my Patrick School bias right here with Zion Cruz. He's a kid I absolutely have wanted to see for a while, ever since he transferred into the Patrick School over the summer.
Good defense there. But they regroup on the offensive rebound. Shot is taken and good.
Got 2 Patrick School kids, Samson Johnson.
And Brantley is on fire here in the first, Kaz.
Rebound.
On the rebound, that is Samson Johnson. Stolen in transition. There is Malachi behind the back and the jam. And another thunderous jam for Jordan Riley.
Somebody got to check Jordan Riley's shoes. Somebody got to check that boy's shoes. He's jumping.
And the jumper a bit short. Here comes Malachi. Malachi, of course, 6'1" point guard out of St. Raymond High School in the Bronx, committed to the Dayton Flyers. But was in, I think I ate some of that popcorn and it gets stuck in my teeth there, Kaz. You talked about popcorn here in the pregame, so it committed to the Dayton Flyers.
Shout out St. Ray's. We're in the Bronx right now. I know a lot of St. Ray's greats have crossed through this gym over the years.
That is Scoochie Smith's brother. I'm sure a lot of the fans at home are aware of that. 3-star recruit. Scoochie, of course, one of the top players to play at Dayton. Playing in Serbia right now. And he led that program to 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances from 14 to 17. 102 wins. Can you believe that? 102 wins for the Dayton Flyers when Scoochie Smith was there. I'm pretty sure Malachi will sign up for that.
Absolutely.
4 straight NCAA tournament appearances. Malachi at the top of the key, spinning, wheeling, dealing, trying to put it on the floor, kicks it outside. Back into the corner, double team pressure. Team Blue looking to get something going here. Great defense by Red.
Team Red is not playing around. That's some lockdown defense. Throw it up and go get it, big fella.
And on the jam,
Nana Njoku going to get it with the go-go gadget springs.
And Njoku, 6'9" post prospect, committed to Villanova. And that shot caroms off the rim, second effort. And grabbed on the rebound by Corey Floyd Jr., class of 22.
Oh, my gosh. I think he broke the shot clock. That's a
Nana trying to flush it. This kid has been simply outstanding here in the first. Brantley is on fire.
I don't know if you can see it at home, but Njoku on that last, oh, my goodness, I'm sorry.
And the jumper right of the rim,
Here comes the big fella again. Njoku.
Nana!
Again.
Njoku.
Every time he dunks the ball, the shot clock turns off.
Malachi.
A strong man, Malachi Smith.
With his first basket of the afternoon.
Man.
And Njoku, has been impressive too from the start. Denver Anglin with his first basket. Still haven't really been so much action here in the first, Kaz. It's been tough to get in all of the starters here. We've had some changes too with the lineup. There goes Malachi. And Malachi Smith now with consecutive baskets for Team Blue. 17-14 is the score. Khalil Brantley, number 8 with the rock on the right side. Also in the lineup for them is Corey Floyd Jr., number 24. There he is, left wing. He'll get it back as Brantley on the finish. A terrific feed.
Will Brantley, guess who? Johnny on the spot. All game long so far. He's a bucket.
And almost stolen. Akeel Watson bit short on the jumper.
Got a lot of oxygen on that one. That was a tough shot. Even better defense by Denver Anglin. Force him into that tough step back.
And we've got an interview, Kaz. We're going to go courtside for some insider action with the players.
I look at you.
You look at him. You had a nice steal and turned it to a dunk. Can you talk about how you're a two-way player?
Excuse me?
You had a nice steal and you had a nice dunk. You converted it to a dunk. Would you consider yourself a nice two-way player?
Definitely. I consider myself a nice two-way player because I play on both sides of the floor. It don't matter.
Is it something that you feel like you have to prove with this game?
Honestly, well, in this game, I'm working on my shooting a little bit more. Get that knockdown shot down like better, like stuff like that.
And how did it feel to be able to play in the SLAM16?
I feel great. This is definitely a blessing because I didn't know what we were going to do during the whole pandemic. I didn't think it was going to happen, but I appreciate you.
Well, good luck on the rest of the game.
Thank you.
And a nice job by Theus with our courtside insider look. Some of the players. You're watching the SLAM16 NYC fueled by Gatorade. We talked a little bit briefly in the pregame, and we just wanted to again reiterate how important this has been for the young players. Their seasons cut short. The pandemic, of course, has been tough on everybody, but especially on the next generation. Opportunities cut short to compete for championships. So many senior seasons ended last spring, and of course the AAU season, Kaz, really non-existent. So Slam and Gatorade partnering to try to give that back to the players.
Think about it, man. I mean, the summertime is when a lot of these kids blow up. I mean, last year, we've seen the rise of people like Jalen Green and Josh Christopher, who went from really highly recruited players to damn near superstars. And now a lot of these kids going into their senior year not having that opportunity in the summertime to really show what they've been working on all year. Shout out to Slam and Gatorade for giving these kids an opportunity to show what they're made of.
100% Kaz. And as we mentioned, you'll get a chance to see who might be the next player up in the tri-state. SLAM16, NYC, fueled by Gatorade. Slam, respect the game. Let's try to give you the rest of the lineup here. Marshall Diggins, number 3 for Team Red. We've had a couple of subs come in. Also in is Jalen Worley, number 22.
Nice pass right there.
And the outside three-pointer. That was fired by number 15, Simeon Welcher. In the corner now for 3 on the other side for Blue, no good. And it'll stay a 5-point game. 19-14, Team Red trying to come back. 9:46 to go here in the first. And rejected on the glass.
Derek Lively.
You talked about him in the pregame, and the kid is a stud.
Listen, there's certain people that pass the eye test, you see them warming up. I watched Derek Lively warm up. Big 3 ball right there.
And Corey Floyd Jr., he passes the eye test out of Roselle Catholic, the combo guard, a 4-star recruit. And he's working on improving his range, and there he knocks down the big 3.
Oh, big
shot is rejected in the lane. Back comes Team Red.
Johnson. Go get it.
And the jam.
Baby.
The
Oh,
rim rocker for Corey Floyd Jr.
Floyd Jr. He said, go get it, young fella.
Emerging as one of New Jersey's finest, a top prospect. He plays for Team Final and being looked at by some huge schools, Kaz.
I mean, with springs like that, with buckets like that, I'm sure any school in the country.
We're going to roll this one back.
Go get it, Corey Floyd.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Rutgers, UConn, Miami, Florida, Wake Forest among some of the teams rumored to try to get Corey Floyd Jr. And that definitely deserves a round of applause and some claps from your teammates on that thunderous jam.
My goodness. I feel like it took us 5 minutes to get the whole starting lineup.
Are you ready? The SLAM16 fueled by Gatorade is on now. But my whole thing was, when I ever got a chance to see these, guys face to face, they will remember who I am and they will know this name. And it just stuck with me. It was always a chip on my shoulder every time I had a chance to match up with these guys. I want to be the one that say, hey, I did it the best. I did it. I went the furthest. I accomplished the most. There's obviously a bit of selfishness in that. But at the same time, it's like setting the bar for who's coming after me, to show, kids and girls, boys that come after me that, hey, this is attainable. This is an achievement you can accomplish.
Powerful message from NBA star Paul George. We talked about it in the girls' game earlier, but WNBA star Della Don and Gatorade with a nice message in the first game, and Paul George, of course, repping Gatorade as well. In the interim there, we momentarily missed an outside shot by Jaquan Carlos for Team Blue and knocked down a three. Carlos comes back there, Kaz, and fires another one. Thomas Jefferson, three-star recruit. And he's in that conversation for elite guards, top guards in New York City.
And not only that, he's in the conversation with one of those guys to absolutely see his stock rise up. I know we just saw this Paul George video. He was a three-star recruit coming out of high school. And now you see what he's doing in the NBA. Maybe this could be a similar story. And not just him, but many other players in this game today.
Yeah, I mean, I love Carlos's game. Out of Brooklyn, New York, he plays fearless offensively. Now, you missed that shot while Paul George was speaking with us, but Carlos off to a good start.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of good starts,
with an absolute time to Samson Johnson, whose arm seems to go on from here.
There's the Patrick School live and direct, Kaz, for you.
Listen, I'm trying to be, oh my God.
Lively is live and direct.
Please, just action upon action, nonstop. Samson.
6'11", 200-pound center.
Eric Lively.
A game changer.
Oh, my goodness, I can't catch my breath.
26-20 after the consecutive jams. That shot rims out. Malachi Smith brings it back up over the tick-tock. And the layup rolled in for Team Blue. That is number 3, Trey Patterson, with the score. That makes it 26-22. 7.5 minutes to go here in the first. Back comes Team Red, coast to coast. Taking it to the 10, Corey Floyd Jr.
Oh, baby. If you don't know about Corey Floyd Jr.,
here's the replay.
best believe you will learn about him today. My God, the action we've got has been incredible. Got a 6-point game.
Let's check it out. Terrific finish.
Break.
And the elevation. So Johnson, a 6'11" stretch 4, committed to UConn out of the Patrick School.
You know how we come for nothing, not that. Circle in the block, 2 times, you know how we rock. You know who we knocked on, you know who we shot. You know how we come for nothing I got. You know how we come for nothing I got.
You are watching the SLAM16 NYC, fueled by Gatorade. And Kaz, you know, Johnson's got a great story because this past season with the Patrick School, kind of under the radar last year with such a loaded squad. By the time he finally got to be on the floor and get that playing time, he was shooting over 60% at one point last season. I mean, he is a terrific young and up-and-coming player. Again, as I mentioned, a 6'11" stretch four, going to UConn. He can fill it up from long range. And he's put on some great displays, too, with the New York Jayhawks, another good AAU program. And I'm excited to see him go play at UConn with Rashul Diggins and shooting guard Jordan Hawkins.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time we were together, Bobby, we got to see a little bit of Sam Johnson and the Kyrie Invitational at the Barclays Center. And even then, even as an underclassman, you could see the flashes of brilliance within his game. It's going to be really interesting to see how much he evolves with the summer under his belt.
Malachi Smith at the free throw line, score now 28-23. Back comes Team Red, and the up and under draws the foul. Smith might actually be the best of those guards, Kaz. I know it's a tough question right now. You got basically three players that might really be in that top upper echelon of the conversation, but Smith might very well be at the very top of that pyramid.
Well, we all know the world we're living in, man. We all know the rankings. We all know the YouTube highlights. You know what I'm saying? You see a guy like Malachi Smith, and you got that top ranking next to your name. You also got a target on your back. So all these New York City guards ain't scared. They want to go at him. They want to show him, like, hey, maybe we got to change these rankings up a bit after you see me go up against them.
And despite this irregular year with the pandemic, I think Dayton comes in with an historic recruiting class for 2021. And Smith, of course, is among them. Basically, you're talking about top 3 player in all of New York City.
Well, yeah, Dayton's been on the rise for a number of years now, man. You see what they did this past season? I know, oh, baby. Again. Throwing the hammer.
Najoku. And he chose Villanova because it's close to home, and I'm sure Jay Wright had to be happy about that. He grew up in Pennsylvania.
Trey Patterson
putting on a display here in the first.
Speaking of Villanova,
Patterson,
here goes Trey Patterson.
He's also played very well here in the opening minutes. Najoku averaging 16 points per game and 9 boards per game. Considered the number 15 center in the class of 2021, according to 247 Sports composite rankings.
I like the versatility in Trey Patterson's game. Seeing him hit a couple step-back jumpers, see him taking it to the hoop amongst the trees. You got to be able to do a little bit of everything in today's game.
Diggins trying to pull the trigger, Kaz, on the long ball. And another 3 from the outside. This time it was taken by number 5, Zion Cruz. Haven't talked about him too much yet. I'm sure you will see plenty from him this afternoon.
Oh yeah, my Patrick School bias is going to come in very handily. It looks like he wants to. Oh, that was terrible.
You can see the athleticism there from Zion Cruz out of Jersey City, New Jersey, 6'5" shooting guard. And he left Oak Hill Academy to go to TPS, the Patrick School. Last season, he averaged 20.5 points per game with Hudson Catholic in New Jersey.
Another tough bucket. Mr. Bucket.
I think he's been the star of the game so far.
I mean, he got that number 8 on him. Got that Mamba mentality. He don't see a shot he ain't like yet. And lucky for Team Red, he's been hitting them.
I'm sure that Ruth Lovelace,
speaking of double, Zion Cruz,
sitting home watching this game, very proud of her boys and girls high school standout star. Of course, the legendary New York City coach.
Well, Brantley is feeling it right now.
He is in fuego right now.
Goodness. You said 34 points per game, Hank?
100%.
He might be looking like he's on.
We have an MVP.
34 points.
The first half, it would be him. That shot off the back iron, no good, and Brantley picks up the rock, fires it in transition, and it goes out of bounds.
Listen, if I'm Khalil Brantley, I'm saying, give me the ball, get out the way. I'm in fuego. Clear out. It's dancing season.
And Brantley getting high major offers from Oklahoma State, Georgetown, Manhattan, Seton Hall, Iona, Creighton, Vermont. I mean, the list for a lot of these guys is very, very long. Obviously, the top 16 in New York and the tri-state on display right now. SLAM16 NYC, live from historic Gaucho's Gym in the South Bronx. And the layup, too easy.
Zul Diggins, another one of these highly touted point guards.
Archbishop Wood High School in Pennsylvania. And he was the Philadelphia Catholic League Player of the Year this past season. And, you know, Kaz coming in at UConn commit, as you mentioned, but, you know, might not have gotten the national attention that he deserves. And an easy layup jam there.
Another UConn commit, Samson Johnson, whose arms just seem to just go off forever, doesn't he?
And the 3 ball is good. That brings it back to an 8-point game. Team Red.
Oh my God!
The jam makes it 41-31.
Listen, you could do all the windmills.
Not Joku.
You could do all the windmills and through the leg dunks, catching the ball off balance, gathering yourself, and dunking off the vert. That's freakish athleticism by a
Check out the cooler can.
This might be a little, you can lower it down a little bit. I appreciate it.
All right, what do you say has been the most fun part about this game so far?
Just being able to play against top players, and then, you know, playing with a whole bunch of good group of people, because, you know, we don't usually get that when we play high school, but playing with the good people, you get to pass as well as, you know, finish and do what you got to do.
And considering everything that's going on right now, how important is it that you're playing basketball right now? Does it bring you joy? How's that been?
Oh yeah, it's because it's something I wake up and I love to do. I wake up every day and think about basketball. So being able to play, especially under such a big media like Slam, it's a blessing.
And towards the second half and the rest of this first half, what are you looking forward to the most?
To win the game.
Straight like that. All right, man. Good luck, man. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
And the Gatorade cooler cam on full display. Thea's doing a good job with our sideline reporting. 3:53 here in the first. You're watching SLAM16 NYC, fueled by Gatorade. Kazim Famuide, I'm the voice, Bobby C. And we've got a 10-point lead for Team Red over Team Blue, Kaz. And again, a couple of guys in this game already hot to trot, even before halftime. I think the biggest star so far has been Khalil Brantley for Team Red, but Nana Joku, which is such a cool name to say, has had some high-profile, prolific jams here in the first few minutes of this game.
Joku is a man amongst boys. I'm looking at him right now, standing next to a bunch of these high school kids. He's definitely one of those kids that had to have his parent carry around a birth certificate, because he's a grown man out there. You just saw his straight-up vertical dunk, catching the ball off balance from a full-court pass. He's a freakish athlete.
Joku chose Villanova over Wichita State, Miami, NC State, Pittsburgh, and Jay Wright actually discovered him, Kaz, at an event called Philly Live. Now, I did mention, I say, you know, all jokes aside, having a player that grew up in Pennsylvania decide to go to Nova, but, you know, he says that the culture at Nova is unmatched, which is why he decided to go and play for Jay Wright. Malachi Smith in the corner knocks down the triple. So impressed by the kid from the Bronx, Scoochie Smith's brother. And Team Red trying to get back into things. 41-33 after the make by Malachi. Back comes Team Blue. At the top of the key, Smith will get it.
Oh, crossover.
Into the lane. So Zion Cruz and Malachi Smith in the backcourt for Team Blue.
Yeah, Malachi Smith. Seems like when he gets that ball off, when he's off ball, not necessarily running point guard, he can get to the paint anytime he wants to, and he shows that right now by getting to the free throw line.
Malachi at the strike, joined in the front court with Derek Lively II, number 24. Number 3, we already mentioned, of course, has had a great first half, and that's Trey Patterson. 5 is Zion Cruz. As that free throw is missed. And rounding out the lineup for them is Jaquan Carlos. Back comes Team Red, double teamed. Number 22 is Ewan Worley.
That's who.
Joku with the jam. And the jumper. Left of the rim. Sim Welcher, number 15. They call him Sim. Simeon. Sim for short. That one rattles out. Najoku on the rebound and putback attempt. Good defense there by Lively, the second. Back comes Team Blue. 2:33 to go. Malachi fires from three. That one a bit short. Back comes Team Red. Bounce pass, up and under. A little finesse from the big man, but not this time.
Like seeing Joku go up there with that left hand and that strong body. Sounds Derek Lively, the young Derek Lively, to meet him at the rim.
Hook shot.
Gets a beat
Good
by
defense.
Samson Johnson. And go get it, big fella.
And another jam.
You get a block like that, you better give it back to the big man running to the rim.
Samson Johnson with the flush. 1:57 to play. 45-34 now. Outside for Smith.
Wide open Trey Patterson. Give me all
Patterson
three.
just missed Kaz. Open look though. And getting into the lane. Cooler Cam.
Apparently we have an interview.
Brought to you by Gatorade. A strong move off the baseline for Jalen Worley. Five-star recruit. A teammate with Lively the second at Weston School. I love it. He's got that plus wingspan, a big point guard. He's going to Florida State as he knocks down the free throw. Number one recruiting class there. They've got John Butler, Matthew Cleveland, and Bryce McGowans. And he also talked about that family atmosphere about deciding to go to Florida State, Cavs.
Well, you know, Florida State's a program that's been, whoa.
Seminoles fight for the basketball.
Got a lot of hustle here.
Schools, Memphis, Miami, Michigan.
Oh, great defense by Lively. Stopping the shore basket that looked like it was soon to come. Rangy, lots of length. Oh, here we go. It's showtime, folks.
And
Hey!
might give it like an 8. Kaz, what do you think?
What are you, Dwayne Wade? That's a 10. That's a 10 anywhere. Big windmill slam by Roddy
Good
Gale.
under. On the score was Diggins, number 3.
That's a tough shot right here.
Back comes Diggins off the missed shot. Final minute of action. Diggins fires and buries long range. He's got that long distance.
And the game's starting to get
Well
away.
planned, Kaz.
Game's starting to get away from Team Blue right now. Team Red's got the defense on the string. Everybody rotating, moving.
Strong
Tough
move
bucket.
there in the paint.
Comes Razul Diggins. What a pass.
Gordon Riley. 15 seconds to play.
Diggins baseline step back short.
Did not have the same rhythm and symmetry on that triple.
Absolutely not.
53-38. Still a large commanding lead.
Split defense. 3 seconds.
Shot off.
One. It's up. Oh! Incredible first half performance.
And we've got a highlight,
Red.
Kaz. Here at the break, Team Red leading 53-38. Highlights of the first half.
Man, there was a whole lot of rim rattling this first half. I mean, I know we expected a lot of fast breaks, but boy, oh boy, they was getting after it. I gotta see that windmill one more time. Come on, producer man. Give me that windmill one more time. There it is. There it is. Samson Johnson,
baby.
the Patrick School, future Patrick School alumnus. Gang. Yo, yo.
And you know what, Kaz? I think we're actually on camera. We're on camera. Oh, what's going on? You haven't seen enough of us this afternoon. All jokes aside, that was a really cool commercial for the fans at home because Slam Magazine's got this great edition out, Kaz, about the 1996 draft class. You know, Kobe, Iverson, Ray, Nash, Marbury. You know, you got to cop that issue, I would say. No,
Absolutely, man. You want to talk about
draft class?
You want to talk about
That's the 1996 draft is out now.
You want to talk about basketball culture? I literally remember when that magazine first dropped with Kobe, Marbury, Nash, Ray Allen, and just players that absolutely defined an entire generation of basketball. When you're talking about all-time great draft classes, you got to go to the class of 1996. And if you got that Slam cover or that retrospective that they're doing this year, man, it's incredible. I've checked it out. What do you think?
Well, absolutely. First and foremost, one of the things I want to say, of course, Slam has evolved over the years. I know a lot of the young viewers at home, they're getting a chance to see more things like the streams and all of the social content that Slam puts out. But let's not forget about the magazine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Basically the basketball Bible. To me, the only basketball magazine you would ever need. At least when I was growing up, and I still think today, even though magazines might not be as prevalent as they once were. But don't get it twisted. I don't know if you heard on the podcast, I thought this was great, but they had Kevin Durant on.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Durant spoke about the magazine specifically. He said, when I was a kid, rushing to the store to look at the magazine, and then eventually when he was, I guess, making enough money as a young kid to buy the magazine, have the subscription sent to the house, and he wanted to get those posters to take him out of the mag, not just about reading the articles or seeing the pictures, but getting a chance to have those really cool posters that Slam has always had, and put them up. And that's what this is all about. And I think that kind of segues a little bit into the conversation about this game, Kaz, the SLAM16 NYC fueled by Gatorade, is that the young players here, they idolize, they look up to the players of yesteryear and now the players of today. And they're in this most historic gym. We got to talk about this. Think of all the great players that have played right here. And folks at home, you might be watching the next crop, the next group of great players to come out of the Gauchos, some from the program, some from just the game today, that are not only going to star at the collegiate level, but that are going to end up being NBA superstars someday.
I mean, come on, where do we start? Kemba Walker, Stephon Marbury, Russ Smith, Jamal Mashburn, Chris Mullin. You can go on and on and on about the legends.
From the Bronx, also like Kemba Walker.
Come on, like it's just
not Strickland now, running the G League.
Yeah, it's an incredible hallowed ground right here in Gaucho's gym, man. Like even players that
iconic.
Like there's so many hallowed courts in the New York City, New Jersey area. When you're talking about the Garden, when you're talking about Barclays, when you're talking about Rucker Park, Dykeman, you gotta put Gaucho's gym right there with all of the iconic floors in New York City, because this is where basketball lives, baby. It's a basketball city, and you can't get more basketball than the Gauchos gym right here in the South Bronx.
And Slam and Gatorade, folks at home, we have given back this platform that was taken away from the kids this summer. The AAU circuit was pretty much non-existent. So many big high-profile tournaments, Nike, EYBL, non-existent. And now today, on Halloween no less, trick or treat, you get a chance to give back this amazing platform to the student athletes. Very excited to see what happens here in the second half, Kaz. I also want, we talked a little bit about it in the first game too, but again, two more high-profile coaches in this matchup. Talk a little bit about both of them.
Well, absolutely, man. We got two incredible coaches. One from the storied storied Gauchos franchise, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want to talk about Andy Borman. He's the director of the Wrens, right? EYBL powerhouse. He's also happens to be Coach K's nephew, so I think the coaching apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And of course, Book Richardson, a former assistant coach at Arizona, right here being one of the heads of directors over with the Gauchos program.
Gauchos coach and administrator.
Absolutely. There's so many age groups, so many players that come in and out of this gym. Book Richardson is mostly responsible for a lot of what goes on a daily basis within these halls. I know he's super proud to have Slam and Gatorade host an event like this. I mean, we're talking about what this does for the players, what this does for the coaches. How about us, man? Like, I miss watching high school hoops. I miss watching, live streams. High school hoops has gotten so big in the past several years that, being able to watch this stream on Halloween, I know it's crazy out there. People that want to be safe. If they're going outside of trick or treat and masking up, cool. But if not, you can sit here, fire up the laptop, hit up Slam highlights on YouTube, and watch some high-level basketball action. There's no NBA, there's no college. This is the only show in town, baby.
And second half is underway. Malachi Smith on the wing and finding his teammate, number 3, Trey Patterson, but they can't get it done on the first possession, but they get it back, actually. Look at that. So they do get it done. Kaz.
Zion Cruz.
Zion
The
Cruz.
right-handed layup.
Top 25 player nationally. Interest from UCLA, Georgia, Georgetown, Auburn, Louisville, Kansas, Kentucky, St. John's, and UConn. Last season averaged 20.5 points per game for Hudson Catholic.
Hey, selfishly, here we go. Can't get it over the outstretched hand of
It looked like they tried the alley-oop, right?
Yeah, it looked like they wanted to go get it for number 22, Jalen Worley. Let me tell you something. Derek Lively is all arms and legs, man. He got to throw a little higher to get it over his hands.
Off the inbound, and I think at this point, we talked about it in the pregame, Kaz, but that concept of who might be the best guard in the city between maybe Smith, Brantley, and Carlos. I know Carlos was actually a late add to this game. There's a two-pointer. And he comes in with a chip on his shoulder, especially having to play against Smith and Brantley.
Well, he's a New Yorker. He's a New York point guard. They come born with chips on their shoulders. So especially you put him in a situation where he feels like he can prove that he's the best in the city. You got to come with it.
I think Brantley right now leading the pack in terms of that conversation, but Malachi's had some moments himself, and so is Lively. This time he tries a three. It goes out of bounds.
Even with the miss, that's what you like to see. He didn't hesitate. He squared up. It looked good, just a little short. But if you're 6'11", hitting those consistently, they're going to pay you to do that one day.
And stolen off the inbound as there goes Mr. Brantley. Alley and the oop, the jam. Oh, yes, for Samson Johnson.
Put it anywhere near the rim for Samson Johnson. He's going to go finish it. Great hands.
Dominating, 55-42. Jumper.
Johnson with another rebound. Here comes Khalil Brantley.
And the outlet pass, intercepted. And the layup for Jordan Riley.
Had Malachi Smith in the corner. He said, I'm taking this one, buddy. Razul Diggins going in. Oh, great pass. And
Lively.
Johnson tried to
pick up defensively.
Johnson tried to climb Mount Lively just now, and he said, no way. Got a little help from the rim there, but man, not easy to climb over that dude and yam it on him.
Let's take another look. Nice.
Samson Johnson from three.
Pulls the trigger from downtown.
Woo! Behind the back. Zion Cruz.
Fancy footwork for Zion. Jump shot is off the mark.
Razul Diggins.
Here comes Team Red, and an easy layup for Diggins. 57-44. All Team Red here early in the second half. Malachi between the legs, a little shake and bake. Step back three-pointer. That one off the heel. Iron unkind. Back comes Team Red. Diggins in the lane. Left-hander for Johnson is good.
Johnson's got great hands around the rim, man. It is not easy to catch that pass in traffic while running and finish it with the left hand. Trey Patterson, give me all three of those. Now you want to see Blue make this into a game,
with
man.
some sound effects. Cass.
Shout out DJ Zookeeper.
You know,
keeping it lively in here. Oh, count the bucket from Mr.
Bucket. Hear another cha-ching for that.
Oh yeah,
cha-ching.
Give me that. Khalil Brantley.
61-47. Some of the sights and sounds of the ball game.
He seems to just score so easily out there. I don't think anybody's really challenged him when he feels like, I'm going to go get a bucket real quick. Khalil Brantley, and very, very impressive this afternoon.
Carlos is checked back in, number 15. And we've got Roddy Gale in the game, number 4 for Team Blue. Jumper at the top, off the heel. Shot in the corner is a 3 if it goes. Lively on the offensive rebound. Team Blue will reset. They trail this game 62-47. I'm excited to see Roddy here in the second half. He might be the best player from Niagara Falls since former Syracuse star, NBA player Johnny Flynn. Coming from Lewiston Porter High School, led them in 2019 to their first sectional title in more than 40 years, Cass.
You know, there's a lot going on.
Syracuse is interested, by the way.
Well, you know what? He's you don't want to keep. I feel like that's the challenge of a lot of these big-time schools. You mentioned, you know, getting Njoku, who's a Philly kid, to not leave to go to Villanova. If you're one of the best players in Niagara Falls, and you're a Syracuse coach, if you're Jim Boeheim, you got to make sure that this guy stays close to home.
And the layup by Jordan Riley. 62-49 after that score.
You know,
Team Red piling on the points.
My goodness. Samson
Another
Johnson
basket by Mr. Johnson. Samson Johnson for 2 makes it 64-49. This will be a full timeout. We'll take a break in the action. We've got another interview. We're going to go courtside, and we'll talk to Trey Patterson. You're watching SLAM16 NYC, fueled by Gatorade.
All right, how does it feel to be able to play at the SLAM16 today?
It feels good. You know, it's a good experience. It's a good chance to get out and compete with some of the top guys at the Tri-State. So just coming out and have fun and competing.
And considering everything that's going on with the pandemic, how much does it mean to you to be able to play competitive basketball again?
You know, ever since the pandemic started, AAU season has been canceled, shut down. So it's been really good to come out and compete and play because we haven't been able to for the past couple months.
All right. So with less than about 12 minutes left in the game, what are you looking forward to most during the rest of the game?
Looking forward to make a comeback, you know, get some stops, go on a run a little bit, got to get out in transition and get some easy baskets, and we'll get back into the game.
All right, thank you, man. Good luck for the rest of the game.
Thank you.
And a nice job by Theus. Another great courtside interview. Always great to hear what the players have to say, right, Kaz? I mean, we probably talk too much, and you know, probably better to hear what they have to think about the game of basketball.
Hey, listen, I love talking, but you always want to hear from the guys actually on the court, especially in the middle of the game. You want to see Team Blue make this more of a game. This is threatening to get ran away with any minute now.
Kaz, you know, can you put into words what playing in a game like this is like? I mean, you played high-profile high school and college basketball. What is it like for a youngster to play in a game like this?
Well, obviously you want to make sure. It's a big 3 right there. Well, obviously not only do you want to win, but you want to play well as well, man. You want to make sure that you're doing things that aren't just, you know, we understand a lot of these teams are kind of hastily put together, but you want to show that you can play with anybody. You want to show that you're not a selfish player. And I think Team Red has shown that. They've shared the ball, they've gotten to their big men, they've gotten them easy dunks, they've rewarded the big men for running up and down the court. If you're a point guard, especially in this sort of game, the more assists you get, the more times you get easy buckets, the better you look.
And Denver Anglin, by the way, Kaz, was the one trying to tell stories on that outside jumper, and then the jam.
Jordan Riley. He's had a number of jams tonight. Good-looking kid. Big body, big hops.
Denver Anglin, class of 22, the combo guard coming off a strong sophomore season. Finished the year averaging 14 with 3.8 assists per game and 1.8 steals per game out of Gladstone, New Jersey. Offers from Seton Hall, Kaz, TCU, NJIT, St. Peter's, Bryant, some others. Another slam. 70-53. Johnson spins. Team Red looking for more.
Oh, baby!
This has turned into a dunk contest.
Oh, my gosh. That's a strong,
That time,
strong
Corey
move.
Floyd Jr. And it deserves another look. Corey Floyd Jr.
Corey Floyd Jr. is what I call sneaky bounce. You know those guys with sneaky bounce where you don't think they're going to raise up and then flush it over you, but man, that's a hell of a dunk.
We'll take a break, folks. Stay with us.
Are you ready? The SLAM16 fueled by Gatorade is on now. But my whole thing was when I ever got a chance to see these, guys face to face, they will remember who I am and they will know this name. And it just stuck with me. It was always a chip on my shoulder every time I had a chance to match up with these guys. I want to be the one that say, hey, I did it the best. I went the furthest. I accomplished the most. There's obviously a bit of selfishness in that. But at the same time, it's like setting the bar for who's coming after me, to show, kids and girls, boys that come after me that, hey, this is attainable. This is an achievement you can accomplish.
Top 16 high school players in the New York area. You're watching SLAM16 NYC fueled by Gatorade. We understand, we feel your pain, young bucket getters. That's why we partnered with Gatorade to showcase the talent here this afternoon. Top 16 in the city. Hoopers are ready. Gatorade, of course, Kaz, ready to fuel. And we're excited that everyone at home is ready to watch. This will be the decisive 10 minutes of action. It's been all Team Red, 72-53. Kazim Famuide, I'm the voice, Bobby C.
It's been a tough night for the blue team. I mean, it seems like they just might be a little bit overmatched, but I don't think it's over yet. I still think this team has a good run in them to make this a little closer than it can be.
If the Prince turned King doesn't think it's over yet, then we're in good shape, folks.
Ooh, oh my goodness.
Oh,
Zoom Diggins.
doctor.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Those are ankles.
Get up.
Oh, my
Get
goodness.
excited.
Gracious.
Diggins.
Oh, my goodness.
Styling,
Listen. Oh, my goodness.
styling and profiling. Oh, doctor, my goodness.
Somebody get a doctor. Somebody. Oh, my goodness.
Shot misfired from three. I think both teams still energized by the play by Mr. Diggins.
Oh, Lord. Somebody call Abbott. Somebody get Slam highlights on Instagram.
You gotta show that again.
Oh, my
show that
goodness
again.
gracious.
Roll it.
Tween, cross. Excuse me. Bye-bye. Behind the back. Come here. Grab the ankle.
Like a magician. Off the backboard. The Philadelphia Catholic League Player of the Year. Committed to UConn by way of Archbishop Wood High School and team final.
Boy.
Man, slithery finisher, elite ball handler, and just a gifted player.
My goodness gracious. Just a shifty move.
Shifty, no doubt about it. Lively, inside the arc, be a long two if it goes, no good. There is Diggins on the rebound, and he's hot to trot right now. Takes it over to TikTok. Dishes on the left side into the corner. Why not pick up a dime if he can? That'll be a three if it goes, no good. Lively, the second on the rebound. Back comes Team Blue. They need all the points they can get, Kaz.
Yeah, they absolutely do. This game's going to get away from them if they don't stop picking it up.
And they lost it. And back comes Team Red.
Kick back, bucket.
That one looked like it was good for Denver Anglin. He's got a good three-point shot at a Gill St. Bernard's in Gladstone, New Jersey. Mentioned him before. Coming off a strong sophomore campaign. There is Denver. Behind the back pass, an errant one goes out of bounds.
Good thought there, but that's what happens when you go up against somebody 6'11". You overthink. He had a layup right there, but try to get it to the big fella.
And another crossover. Some fancy footsteps. I'm excited to see UConn this upcoming season, Kaz. I mean, I think Danny Hurley, to some degree, has kind of won some of these recruiting battles that we talked about in the pregame, because for the most part, Nova really has owned that New York to D.C. battle for the better part of the last decade. And folks at home, you're really watching the preview of the rivalry between those two schools for many years to come.
Yeah, man, it's been a while since it feels like all is right in the world when UConn's back in the Big East, right? UConn, Villanova, the big schools that made the Big East the conference that I grew up on. I can't wait to see guys like Danny Hurley. Seen a lot of Danny Hurley in my day. He's coached St. Benedict's High School. He's been an incredible college coach, and I can't wait to see what he does with the Huskies.
I mean, yeah, even at Rhode Island before he went to UConn. That was Zion Cruz, by the way, that knocked down the outside jumper. And Team Blue is going to need a lot more from Zion Cruz and company. They trail this one 74-58.
I'll tell you what, Team Red is making the extra pass.
Ooh, Denver with the shooter's roll. Denver angling.
There's a whole lot of one-on-one happening on Team Blue, but Team Red is making the extra passes in half court. It's a 5-on-2 break.
Not again. Khalil Brantley, the star of the first half. 77-58, 7:37 to go. Kaz checking back in for Team Red is Corey Floyd Jr., number 24. And the jumper right of the rim. The follow and put back.
Good follow by Trey Patterson. Making sure that this game doesn't get completely away. Down 17.
Penetration and using the backboard to perfection for Jalen Worley, number 22. That pushes the Red lead to 19.
There we go. It's a big three right there.
Cuts it back to 16. Trey Patterson with the tray. 79-63, not enough. Denver rattles in, rattles out,
Oh, goodness.
and a whistle.
He's almost looking down at the rim right there with that attempted follow-up.
Gatorade cooler cam.
Gives you a nice different angle of the game. Everything going on here. We got my boy Nana.
Got all the fancy gizmos.
Oh, yeah. You know, Gatorade spent all the bread. All the bread. Good shot right there by
At the
man
free throw
Nana
line.
and Joku.
And Jordan Riley back in the game for the blue team. After the made free throw, going 2 for 2, pushes that lead back up to 18. 81-63, coming up on 6.5 minutes. Team Red versus Team Blue. SLAM16 NYC fueled by Gatorade.
Oh.
Nice
All right.
move.
Okay.
Trey Patterson. 6'11" wingspan, using it to perfection. I mean, last season
hot
averaged
pockets.
19.7 points per game and 10.1 rebounds per game, Kaz.
10.1 rebounds per
Double-double.
game is absolutely impressive, especially at the high school level. And being as versatile as Trey Patterson is, I'm sure Jay Wright's going to like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, 4-star
Here we go again.
Census top 50.
Jordan Riley goes and
Number
gets
one.
it. And now it's a
New
14-point
Jersey
game.
too, Kaz.
We got a 14-point game now. I mean, the pressure's on. Oh, there we go. And count the, And here we go.
Riley too, you know, speaking of accolades, was Newsday's Suffolk Player of the Year.
I can see why, man. I feel
He
like
averaged 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists.
I can absolutely see why. The kid is athletically gifted, has a nice touch on his jump shot. Has hit a couple jumpers this game, but he is absolutely an athletic specimen.
He plays football too, actually, Cass.
Yeah, he
led
looks it.
Suffolk Class AA to the championship. They were 23-2.
Wow.
23-2, unbelievable.
Was he a wide receiver, tight end, safety?
That's a good question. That's a good question. That I don't know. I know he plays football though.
Well, with them hops,
More
man.
focused on basketball, my friend. I can't give you, I'm not that versed to give you all of the information with other sports. With basketball, you can ask me some questions.
I mean, hey, if I'm giving him the eye test, I feel like this guy could be a wide receiver in any football league in any state. The way the kid jumps.
I know he's considered a 3-star guard by Rivals.com and a 4-star recruit by ESPN. I don't know how that's possible.
Well, you know what? I mean, someone's going to pay for him to go to college. Ooh,
jam.
Trey Patterson. Again, and now it's an 11-point game.
Interesting note here about Trey Patterson. He's some student, too. He's got a 3.8 GPA this past year. I got a chance to speak with him, and he said that if basketball does not become his, basically, route in life, he would like to do something in business.
Well, I can see that, man.
A 3.8 GPA is a good place to start.
He's on his way. He's on his way. Get that education, young fella. You'll need it anywhere, even if basketball is your. My goodness gracious, Jalen Warley
sucked the oxygen out of the building.
Jeez.
And the layup.
Jordan Riley.
83-71 with 4:38 to go. How about another?
Oh.
I think the last one was better, but that was pretty good.
I'll tell you what, Trey Patterson said, you know what, you can have this one, buddy. I'm not challenging that. And here we go again.
It has been all team red. It's been the dunk show.
Hey!
Here at the Gauchos.
Oh, baby!
Rising.
Raise the roof.
Throwing down the jam.
That's what we came to see. That's what we came to see, young fella.
Exclamation point.
My goodness. Just when you thought Team Blue was going to make it a game, 3 thunderous dunks says, 16-point lead.
And I think we're going to take another look at that.
Please, Mr.
Going
Producer.
to commercial.
Let's get to it.
Here's the highlights.
Jalen Warley.
Oh, look at the hops.
Slinging 1 time, 2 times,
Bunnies.
and then swinging around town with the
I don't
women.
think there's any shoes that can help you elevate like that, my friend.
I don't know. I mean, my goodness, that
Definitely
is.
passing. My craftiness and ability to get others involved.
Courtside.
I'm known for scoring, but I can also facilitate.
What is next for you? Like, what part of your game do you think you're trying to work on now?
Mid-range, being a defender for the whole game, and being more vocal and being a team leader.
And you mentioned passing. How important is it for you to set up your teammates? What does that mean to you?
It means everything because I want to make everybody around me better. That's the role of a point guard you should have on any team, good or bad.
And you guys have a pretty big lead right now, right? What's been going well for the team?
We've been playing harder than them, communicating on defensive end, and making shots, I guess, and sharing the ball.
All right, man. Good luck with the rest of the game. Thank you, man.
Another great courtside interview. Diggins talking about his play this afternoon and about his team. We mentioned about him playing for Team Final, Kaz. I mean, he's really one of the top players in this game this afternoon. That says a lot because there's so many good young players in this game. He also considered, he chose UConn, but he also did consider Nova and Florida and some of the other big schools.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. There's so many players that I've been extremely impressed by. I mean, you can start off with Khalil Brantley, Njoku, Razul Diggins with that absolute killer crossover. I mean, Jordan Riley's been impressive. There's so many players here that I can't wait to see.
Brantley is another player that's been impressive.
And right on. And Njoku with a rare miss at the rim.
Finished the jam.
And he
said
said
another chance now, has his pockets picked there on the steal. And there's a funky, might have hurt himself.
Might have got a wet spot right there. Hopefully he's all right.
Spot, yeah.
Big 3 by Khalil Brantley. That's good.
Brantley picks up where he left off in the first.
It's too easy for Brantley. That dude is
to 19.
A bucket getter supreme.
Crossover.
Oh!
Rejected. This kid has been outstanding.
Njoku, go get it, young fella. Go get it.
It's been the dunk show here this afternoon.
Man, oh man. We got 3 minutes left. I think these kids are just gonna let it loose.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Worley and Nana Najoku with some big plays down the stretch.
Dave's running high and tight.
And the Gatorade cooler cam
Yeah.
showing you a different angle.
If there's anything that's going
Couple of subs now in the game for Team Red.
This kid,
Oh yeah,
he's
Jalen.
got a lot of springs.
I'm pretty sure he is in this conversation for most valuable in this game this afternoon. Committed to Florida State, 5-star recruit.
Got some 5-star hops.
I mean, he's a combo guard, but he looks like he could maybe even play the 3. The layup.
I know that kid's getting a lot of. He's gonna get a few giggles for not sending that one home.
Roselle Catholic. And a whistle.
Does the board support 100?
You know, Sim's younger brother is a freshman at Xavier, CJ.
Okay, okay.
Been some interest for him from Auburn and Iowa and Oregon, St. John's, Duke, Kentucky, Memphis, UNC. Imagine getting all those recruiting letters, Kaz.
Man, I remember I got one high D1 recruiting letter. I wanted to show it off to everybody. It's good times.
Second free throw is good.
Well, they love doing 2
Maybe
pointers.
some of the guys on Team Red could throw on some blue uniforms and help them out here, Kaz.
You know what? I just want to see some highlights at this point.
Absolutely. I think at this point,
We know what we
stars
can
of the
see.
game trying to put on a show.
Oh yeah, and there goes Zion Cruz with the windmill. Had to force that one down a little bit. The rim almost got him. But the dunk's a dunk.
96-75. Tough shot in the lane there for Denver Anglin.
Here comes
Here
Zion
comes
Cruz again.
Cruz.
Oh,
And a strong finish from Zion.
jeez. These kids today, man. Seems like every one of them can just go get it.
And Diggins off the backboard. $1:15 to play.
Woo!
Rejected in the lane. Zion Cruz, nice effort though.
Give me 3 of those.
Shot from the outside is off.
1 minute, 4 seconds left in this Slam 16. Brought to you by Gatorade and Slam Magazine. Seen a lot of highlights. See a lot of Instagram clips that's going to go up in a few minutes.
Bounce pass.
Here
Johnson.
comes
Diggins.
Azul Diggins. Showing off that he can get up there too.
They crack the century mark, 177.
Do we got
Another
tacos?
highlight for Team Red.
We got tacos for the Cracker 100? There we go.
From the outside, final seconds here.
Yeah, it looks like we're about to get some showtime right now.
And we've got liftoff.
Oh, there we go. Jordan Riley said,
Close.
no easy buckets, my friend. The
Layup going
fine
coast to coast.
jelly roll. It looks like this is going to be over. Jordan Worley again.
And the conventional style jam
There we go.
for Jalen Worley.
Oh!
That would have been nice if it went down. 8 seconds. Alley to
Yeah,
Diggins.
let's
between
end this
the
on an
legs.
exclamation point, kids.
On none.
There we go.
And a good finish there.
There we go.
That should definitely do it. Sim Welcher with the finishing touches on the final score as Team Red 104, Team Blue 79 here in the Slam 16 NYC fueled by Gatorade. Well, Kaz, it lived up to the billing.
It sure did, man. A lot of high-level D1 players, a lot of kids who haven't really gotten to show off on this level, whether it's Slam, whether it's the internet, whether it's any place. Take care, reps. I've seen a lot of great players, and I'm really excited. Hopefully we get some semblance of college basketball in the next year or two. But, man, This was impressive. This is very impressive. I was very impressed.
At the top of the broadcast, I said trick or treat. I think it's fair to say that this was a treat, my friend.
Well, if you like ankle breakers, if you like people getting dunked on, if you like chase down blocks, this is the game for you. So I left impressed. I left satisfied. My hoops fix is fixed. Thank
100%.
you so much.
Definitely got our fix here on Halloween at historic, iconic Gaucho's Gym. And I'm curious to see which player is going to kind of emerge here, Kaz, as being considered the top player in this game.
And that's
Again, big shout to Slam and big shout to Gatorade for putting this together, because we mentioned it in the broadcast. I mean, this has been a very difficult year for everyone. There's no doubt about that. And this environment, safe and sound, basically, I mean, all jokes aside, but it really was almost like our version of the bubble.
Well,
like, in terms of, who was allowed in and the safety protocols that were put in place. But, ultimately, as we mentioned, seasons cut short, and that meant that so many of the players didn't get a chance to compete and try to win those championships and to be on display for the coaches and the recruiting process. I thought it was interesting, Kaz, that some of the players in this game selected where they were going to go to college without even getting a chance to maybe get that visit in.
Yeah.
The final decisions were made during the pandemic, and they didn't get a chance to actually visit where they were going.
Well, you know what? It really speaks to the character of the coaches that recruited them, right? And it kind of feels like as this thing kind of goes on, as we're not really sure where high school or college basketball is going to lay, it's going to depend on a lot of legacy. Like Villanova has spent the past 15 years building up this school to a national powerhouse. You got UConn coming back from the brink, being in the A-10, back in the Big East. Dan Hurley leading the way, getting a lot of incredible recruits. And on top of that, man, everybody else who is here, who has played on high-level basketball, whether it's in Jersey, Connecticut, Philly, New York, they all came here with something to prove. They know there were a lot of eyes on people today, and I feel like especially the players on Team Red played with a lot of aggression. They played together, and they played to win. I know it's a showcase. I know people want to show off all their moves and dunks and all that type of stuff. They played to win the game. It was obvious on the scoreboard, and I came away very impressed by both teams this afternoon.
And Kaz, the two stars of the game you just saw at home, Jalen Worley and Samson Johnson. I know you got to be happy, man. Your boy from TPS.
Listen, Celtic pride all day, baby.
Stars of the game.
Yes, sir. Shout out Coach Chris Chavanis, Patrick School. The legacy continues. You already know. Shout out to Samson Johnson, one of the standout players tonight at the SLAM16.
I think we're going to get a chance to talk to both of them in just a moment, but shout out and congratulations to both Jalen and Samson on outstanding performances here this afternoon in the SLAM16 NYC, fueled by Gatorade. Kazim Famuide and Bobby C.
Yes, sir.
Courtside here at historic, iconic Gaucho's Gymnasium in the South Bronx, in the shadows of Yankee Stadium.
The home of hip-hop, baby.
I thought we were going to have Theus speak with the two stars, but maybe not.
Maybe we're going, maybe we're not. But you know what? All in all, a game like this, an afternoon like this, the one thing is you want to make sure everybody gets home safe. Nobody got hurt. You know what I mean? There was no injuries. Everybody got some playing time. Everybody got some sweat. A lot of highlights, a lot of opportunity to showcase. If you've already committed to a school, getting those campus friends excited about what they're going to get. If you haven't committed yet, getting those coaches excited about going out and recruiting and calling you up. Be like, hey, I saw you on the SLAM16. You was balling out there. I think all in all, a great day for high school girls and boys basketball right here at the legendary Gaucho's Gym, man. There's no other place I'd rather be, even on Halloween. There's no place I'd rather be as a hoops fanatic than right here in the South Bronx, baby. With my man Bobby C. We go way back, man.
Absolutely.
We go way back.
We do, man. We definitely do. Now, I think both games really lived up, like I said, lived up to the billing. Both games, I think, were outstanding. And again, it's so great to basically provide this kind of platform for young student athletes. I think Gatorade and Slam deserve all the credit for bringing these players together, giving them a platform, giving them an opportunity. That's also something we talked about during the broadcast too, Kaz, about basically Gaucho's gym has kind of done the same thing. This has been a beacon of hope here in this community. And venues like this give people an opportunity to better themselves. And basketball is the way, out for some of these inner city youth. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I know that's right. And I know a lot of players from all levels of basketball, whether it's high school, college, or NBA, have come through these halls, has come through this impressive, legendary gym.
In the SLAM16
We're going to
today.
toss
How
to
do
the
you
theater, so
how
my
do you feel to play
man,
today?
Samson Johnson, out of the Patrick
It great.
School.
It was great. Guy was playing hard. Everybody was locked in, and it was good. It was good.
So consider everything that's going on, like with the pandemic and stuff. How much fun was it to be able to play in like competitive basketball again?
Oh, it was so much fun because like you don't get that every day. You don't get this opportunity every day. So it was a great opportunity to play.
So what's next for you? Like, what part of your game do you think you're going to work on now?
I'm working on my handle and my shot, so I can score on 3 level, and that's it.
What do you say is a part of your game that you think people might sleep on, or something that you want to add to your arsenal as well?
I think I got to get a little bit stronger and a little bit bigger, and I can do better things. Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations, man. Good luck.
Our final Gatorade cooler cam of the afternoon. Terrific matchups here at the Gauchos gym. Kazim, closing thoughts here this afternoon.
Closing thoughts, man. This was an incredible afternoon. I know I've missed high school hoops. I've missed calling high school hoops and being able to see some of the top players in the country ball out right here. I think it was an incredible afternoon. Hopefully this has given us some sort of semblance of normalcy. I know it's been a crazy world out here. It's been a crazy year, but shout out to Slam, shout out to Gatorade. Slam is fam all day, every day. This was an incredible afternoon of high school hoops, man. And I really hope we can do some more of this going forward safely and effectively.
I think that just about says it all. We'll leave you with some highlights from this afternoon. For Kazim Kamawide, I'm Bobby C. Thanks so much for joining us here this afternoon. The SLAM16 NYC, fueled by Gatorade.
Circle in the block, 2 times, you know how we rock. You know who we knocked on, you know who we shot. You know how we come for nothing I got.